Welcome to the BeSafe tool, the Behavioral Evaluation and Safety Assessment for Fire Education. The goal of any fire safety and burn education is for the individuals being trained to be able to prevent emergency and escape during emergencies. The tools developed for this website outline an effective way for providing fire safety training that will yield behavior change. Trainers will be able to see that the individuals they have trained will be able to properly prevent an emergency and be able to escape during an emergency. So often, we're measuring an output, such as how many people we taught, but not an outcome, such as did we change someone's behavior? We want to move to a more evidence-informed evaluation of the effectiveness of the training. We created the BeSafe tool so that it can be used in measuring behavioral changes. It can be applied to any existing message delivery and any new program you're thinking of creating to measure its effectiveness in creating behavioral change. Our end goal is to create behavioral change no matter what the message is or how it is being delivered. This project was funded through a grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Our team consisted of the Alisa and Ruch Burn Foundation, a California-based nonprofit organization dedicated towards significantly reducing the number of burn injuries through prevention education and enhancing the quality of life of those affected by burn injuries in California, as well as behavioral scientist from California State University Northridge, Dr. Kazemi, who is a behavior analyst and conducts research on effective training specifically looking at behavior change, and Dr. Ainsworth, a researcher of quantitative psychology and the application of advanced statistical methods. Together, we developed a goal for this project, which became about increasing the effectiveness of public interactions by developing communication strategies and measuring their effectiveness in causing behavioral change. Our objective was to develop an online training program of effective communication tactics for firefighters and advocates based on the research conducted, and develop methods to measure the behavioral change among the participants based on these interactions. We conducted a nationwide online survey of hundreds of fire safety professionals to learn more about current practices. We then followed up with even more detailed telephone surveys where we went into the details of how they are currently doing their training and measuring behavioral change, if they were. We then held focus group discussions with subject matter experts and then validated the measure. Our respondents came from 37 states and represented fire departments large and small, rural and metro, as well as burn foundations and other organizations involved in fire safety education. A significant number of those surveyed focus on school visits as their primary way of doing fire safety education and rely on mechanisms such as handing out brochures. But these are outputs, not outcomes, which raises the question, are we really making change happen? And if so, how do we know? We asked how they evaluate the effectiveness of their program and found that most were looking at the outputs of their educational programs instead of the outcomes. Majority look at the numbers served, the injury loss statistics, and fire data analysis as their primary method. But in order to see the outcomes, we need to measure the behavior change. Having learned how fire agencies currently evaluate their fire safety training, we were ready to develop a method for evaluating behavior change outcomes by creating a behavior measurement tool. We assembled a team of subject matter experts from across the nation coming from the fire service, fire safety foundations, and academia to help build this tool. The end result was the BeSafe tool, the Behavioral Evaluation and Safety Assessment for Fire Education. This tool can be used by anyone teaching fire safety to evaluate the effectiveness of their training to create behavioral change. The BeSafe tool is easy to use. First, you need to obtain BeSafe training at www.besafetool.org. In this training, you will learn how to use the BeSafe tool and will be provided with all the materials that you need to conduct your own BeSafe assessment. These tools can be used across various age groups and in group trainings such as assembly-style training or a small classroom training. You can access this tool free of charge at the Alisa and Ruch Burn Foundation's website, www.aarbf.org.